Thank you and welcome for today's lesson. Today's lesson we are going to talk about quadratic expressions and equations. This is lesson number 1 being presented to you by Math Academy Kenya. Now, when you delve deep into this topic, this concept of quadratic expressions and equations, we need first of all to understand what are quadratic expressions and what are quadratic equations. Now, basically, when you talk about a quadratic expression, we are talking about a polynomial equation whereby it has variables and the highest power to which that variable can be raised to is 2. So it's a polynomial where the highest power of the variable is 2. For example, when you have a polynomial ax squared plus bx plus c, we can see that the variable is x. So the highest power to which x can be raised to is 2. So in continuing, we can say that quadratic expression, the variable that is inside there has to be raised to 2. If it is raised to 3, it becomes a cubic expression. If it is raised, let's say to 1, or let's say it is raised to 1, then that one is linear. If the value of a is 0, that one becomes also linear, linear expression. So in this particular case, if you have a quadratic expression like this, the values of a, b, and c, they are called the constants, and the value of a can never or cannot be equal to 0, because when it is equal to 0, it is no longer quadratic, it becomes linear. Or let's say, just say it becomes algebraic, an algebraic expression. So the coefficient of x squared, we will call it a, the coefficient of x is b, and c, which is a constant. So after that, we also need to understand what is a quadratic equation. So basically, a quadratic equation is just a quadratic expression that is equated to a certain value. So if you have any quadratic expression, then you equate it to a certain value. In most cases, it is equated to 0. Then that one constitutes what you call a quadratic equation. It is equating to something. That's why it's known as a quadratic equation. So, for example, you have a quadratic expression x squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Then this one becomes a quadratic equation. It is not a quadratic expression anymore. So why do we need to study quadratic expressions and equations? So it is a very good concept that can be applied in several fields. It's a good concept that can be applied in the field of business, can be applied in the mathematical field, in the field of physics, in a lot of fields. So the main reasons why we need to study quadratic expressions and equations is because we want to have a bridge. It's like a bridge that is going to transition us into higher mathematics skills, like in calculus and advanced physics. We need to understand the basics, which are quadratic expressions and equations. It can also be used to develop analytical skills in handling complex relationships between variables. We've seen that a quadratic expression, it has variables inside. So when you are able to handle those relationship between the variables present inside a quadratic expression and equation, then you are developing what you call analytical skills. Also, quadratic expression and equations can help us to predict real-world curves. We hear about curves of profit margins, demand curves in business, how to calculate projectiles, like if you throw a stone up, which projectile it is going to follow, and so on. We need the knowledge on quadratic expressions and equations to be able to predict those curves and so on. So you can see we actually need this knowledge a lot. Now, going ahead, you want to first of all delve deep into this concept of quadratic expression and equations step by step by first of all understanding what is expansion, what do we mean when you say that expand a certain expression. So basically expansion here, it is the removal of brackets. If I present you two factors inside brackets, then I tell you to expand. In short, I want you to remove the brackets that are present there. Now, for example, if I tell you expand x plus 1 into bracket multiplied by 3x plus 2 into bracket. So what do I need you to do? I need you to remove these brackets. So how do we remove these brackets? We use what we call the claw method, whereby the value of x is going to multiply with everything inside the second bracket. Again, when it multiplies, what do you get? X is going to multiply with everything in the second bracket, which is x into bracket 3x plus 2. Again, 3 is also going to multiply with everything inside the second bracket. And what do we end up with? We end up with 3 into bracket 3x plus 2. Going ahead, what do? We now multiply what is outside with what is inside the bracket. And later on, we end up with x plus 3x gives us 3x squared. Then x plus 2 gives us 2x. Then 3 plus 3x gives us 9x. Then 3 multiplied by 2 gives us 6. So at this particular juncture, you end up with 3x squared plus 2x plus 9x plus 6. So we can see that 2x and 9x are common terms. 2x and 9x are common terms. So since they are common terms, what do we do next? We add them. So 2x plus 9x gives us 11x. So which now transitions to 3x squared plus 11x plus 6. So what we've ended up with here is a quadratic expression that has been gotten from expanding these two up here. So these two head brackets, at long last here there are no brackets. So what we did is that we were carrying out what we call what? Expansion, which basically means what? It is the removal of brackets. Basically means that is the removal of brackets. Now, going ahead, we can also try to expand another quadratic function here, where you have the k plus 7n into bracket being multiplied by 3k minus 2n into bracket. So what do we do here? In this particular case, we are going to still use the claw method, whereby k is going to multiply with everything in the second bracket, then 7n multiply with everything in the second bracket. And this one translates to 3k squared minus 2nk plus 21nk minus 14n squared. So we can see that negative 2nk plus 21nk, they are like terms. So if they are like terms, negative 2nk plus 21 gives us 19 nk. So you end up with 3k squared plus 19 nk minus 14 n squared. So we have done what we call expansion. So thank you for staying with me. Now, if you want to get more of these lessons, check into YouTube or Facebook and search Math Academy Kenya. There are more and more of these lessons there, and we'll be able to stay together, connect, and be able to learn as we on a daily basis. So check into Facebook, check into YouTube, search Math Academy Kenya, and you'll find more and more of these lessons. So going ahead, we can be told also to expand a half plus x into bracket squared. So when it is 2 squared, it only means 2 multiplied by 2. So a half plus x squared This one means it is a half plus x multiplied by a half plus x. So using the claw method of multiplication, a half being multiplied by a half gives us a quarter. A half multiplied by x gives us a half x. X by a half x, then x by x gives us x squared. So this one translates to basically a quarter plus x, because we know a half x plus a half x gives us a full x, which is x. So this one can be rewritten, can be arranged to end up with x squared plus x plus a quarter. We move ahead and try to expand a second function here. Now, here I also use the claw method, and what you end up with, x into bracket 3x plus 2, then minus 6 into bracket 3x plus 2. Why is it minus 6? Because the original function we had here, it is x minus 6, so the value of x is a negative. So expanding, you end up with 3x squared plus 2x minus 18x minus 2. So you can see that 2x and 18x, they are common terms. So since they are common terms, you can simplify 2x minus 18x, which gives us negative 16x. So this one translates to 3x squared minus 16x minus 12. Going ahead, what are you going to have next? We are going to try also, so we're going to have some practice questions that a learner can try out. So at your own free time, you can pause this video and try out these practice questions. So which are what? Expand the following. The first one is 6x plus 2, 4x plus 3, then 2x minus 3x plus 2, then x minus 7x plus 7, then x minus 3, then squared. You can try to carry out the expansion of this. You can pause this video and try it out. Then you can post your answers later on. Now, going ahead, I want us to talk about quadratic identities. What are these quadratic identities? What do we mean by quadratic identities? Now, basically, we've seen what we call expansion. There is a simple way of carrying out expansion using quadratic identities. And we have three main quadratic identities that we are going to employ in this particular topic. Now, the main quadratic identities are as listed here. This is a plus b squared, then a minus b squared, then a plus b squared. And what you get after you've done what? You have expanded. So I want us to do a sum. We are going to use the long method of expansion. Then we are also going to employ using quadratic identities and see, are we still going to arrive at the same answer or not? So for example, I want us to expand 2x plus 4 into bracket squared. So basically 2x plus 4 into bracket squared means 2x plus 4 multiplied by 2x plus 4. So what does that one translate to? And that one means it is 2x multiplied by everything in the second bracket, then plus 4 multiplied by everything in the second bracket. And this one translates to 4x squared plus 8x plus 16. So here we have used the long method of expansion. Now let us try to employ now using quadratic identity. We can see that given 2x plus 4, it conforms to quadratic identity number 1. So since it conforms to quadratic identity number 1, we are going to first of all identify our variables inside. We have 2x as a, then you have b to be 4. So a is 2x, then b is 4. So placing them or equating them into the first quadratic identity, where you have a, we place 2x, and we have b, we place 4, we are going to have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So this one translates to what? 2x into bracket squared plus 2 into bracket 2x, then 4 plus 4 squared, because now we are substituting the values of a, which is 2x, and the values of b, which is 4. So this one ends up to what? It ends up to 4x squared plus 8x plus 16, which is just the same as the one we got after we used the long method of expansion. So we can look at another example where we expand x minus 4 squared. So using the long method, that means it is x minus 4 multiplied by x minus 4, which now translates to x squared minus 8x plus 16. So let us use this. You can see that this one conforms to quadratic identity number 2. So since it conforms to quadratic identity number 2, we are going to identify our variables. A is x and b is 4. So if a is x and b is 4, then this one means what? This one means that we are going to use quadratic identity number 2. We equate the variables inside here, and what do we end up with? End up with x squared minus 2 into bracket x into bracket 4, then plus 4. And this one translates to x squared minus 8x plus 14. So it is just the same answer as we used the long method of expansion. Now, what if you are told to expand x minus 4 into bracket x plus 4? Now this one, you can see it conforms to quadratic identity number 3, known as a difference of two squares. So when you expand it in the longer method, how do we move? We move x into bracket x plus 4 minus 4 into bracket x plus 4, and this one conforms to x squared plus 4x minus 4x minus 16. So 4x minus 4x, it is 0. So this one simplifies to x squared minus 16. So x squared minus 16, we go ahead and try to carry out the expansion using quadratic identity. So you can see that it is conforming to quadratic identity number 3. So if you are given expand x minus 4, then x plus 4, or written as x plus 4, then x minus 4, we first of all identify our variable a to be x and b to be 4. So using quadratic identity number 3, we are going to equate the value of a and the value of b. So we have seen that the value of a is x, so you square, minus the value of b, which is 4, you square, and this one translates to x squared minus 16, which is just the same as the one we used when we expanded using the long method. So going ahead, I want you to use quadratic identities to expand the following. We have 2x plus 1 squared, then 4x minus 3 squared, then 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1. You can try it out. Pause the video, try it out. After you are done, you can post your answers in the comments. Thank you for watching and learning. You can follow me on all social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, and then YouTube. The name is Math Academy Kenya. Math Academy _KE. So just search Math Academy Kenya and hit a like, follow, subscribe, and that's how we are going to move forward with these lessons. Thank you for watching and learning. Have a nice time.